Morning, students. In previous class, I completed the psychotropic drugs, and today's class is deliriant poisons. So, in this deliriant poisons, in this chapter, after completion of this lesson, you should know what are the deliriant poisons and what are their effects, what are their toxic principles, what are their signs and symptoms. All these characters are important in your practical point of view and also in your theory short notes questions. So among these deliriant poisons, mainly 3 plant alkaloids are important. Those are datura, number 2 cannabis, and cocaine. So now, what is deliriant poisons? Deliriums are substances, those induce delirium. That means a state of confusion which includes disorientation, delusions, and hallucinations. I told you what is disorientation, what is delusion, and what is hallucination in your previous class. Hallucinations, I told you detail. Delusions in your forensic psychiatry. We dealt all these symptoms and what are those importance of those features of those signs and symptoms of hallucinations, delusions, and orientation, disorientation. All those you are well known in previous classes. So deliriums are substances that produce delirium, a state of confusion. So mainly comprises datura and cannabis and cocaine. These plants stimulate. These are central nervous system stimulants. Basically, cocaine is well-known stimulant of CNS, and these two are alter the CNS system. That means cocaine is stimulant and datura and cannabis mainly this produces delirium. So datura has a prominent anticholinergic effect than cannabis. So it produces full-fledged anticholinergic syndrome. So now coming to the datura plant. What are the common names of datura plant? These are the common names you can see on the screen. Gemstone weed, Jimson weed, thorn apple, stinkweed, devil's weed, angel's trumpet. Angel's trumpet is the more commonly used name of this datura plant. Botanical name is Datura stramonium, Datura metal, Datura fastidiosa. In our practical examination, we will keep your spotter as Datura plant. Commonly, we keep Datura fastidiosa in our practical examination. So this is important in your practical point of view, and also some may come in your theory point of view as alpha sharpness. So what is the physical appearance of datura plant? It is a coarse shrub having strong and unpleasant smell belonging to Solanaceae family grows wild all over the Indian countryside, that rural area. We will all see in our college campus also. These Datura plants will observe. This is the Datura plant. This is the trumpet shaped angel. That's why the flower is trumpet shaped. Trumpet means bora, borla. So trumpet shaped flower. That's why it has got the name of angel's trumpet. So it grows to a height of 3 to 5 feet and having handsome foliage, having dark green, which are ovate in color, pointed tips, and large tubular flowers. Those flowers are white or purple. White flowers are known as alba and purple flowers are nigra. The fruit capsule is spherical with the soft spines, contains 50 to 100 dark brown reniform or kidney shaped seeds. This fruit capsule bears a superficial resemblance to these seeds of the Datura seeds, resembles chili seeds. More or less, both chili seeds and Datura seeds are looks identical. So this is the Datura plant. These are the flowers, leaves. You can observe the leaves. This is the fruit capsule with a spherical shape with the spines, projectile spines, and these are the seeds, seeds of Datura seeds. More or less, almost looks like the chili seeds. Chili seeds are, I told you in previous chapters, chili capsicum. I told you the differences between the chili seeds and Datura seeds. These are brown in color, chili seeds are yellowish in color. These are somewhat bigger than chili seeds. These are chili seeds, yellowish color. These are brown color. These are yellowish color. These are brown color. And these are kidney shaped. These are almost round and small. When you open this seed, the Datura seed, the embryo is pointing down outwards. In chili seeds, the embryo is pointed inwards. These are differentiating features, maybe asked in your theory questions as short notes. So you should get by heart the differences between the chili seeds and the Datura seeds. What are the uses of Datura plant? The active principles have various uses in modern medicine because the Datura is having the toxic principles. Iosine, this is very well known drug, therapeutic useful drugs, scopolamine, iocamine, and traces of atropine. These three drugs together called as belladonna alkaloids. So, what are the therapeutic uses of these Datura species? Those are antidepressants. Examples: amitriptyline, desipramine, doxepin, imipramine, nortriptyline. These are all the anticholinergic agents. So, some of the anticholinergic agents in addition to the Datura, what are those? This is the table which are having anticholinergic effects. These antidepressants like tricyclic antidepressants, I told you in your previous class, antipsychotic drugs, butorphanones, phenothiazines, and antihistamines, chlorpheniramine, diphenhydramine, all those are having anticholinergic agents. Anti-Parkinsonian drugs like benzotropin and trihexyphenidyl. Antispasmodic drugs like methylene bromide and ophthalmic preparations, atropine, ophthalmic solution, tropicamide, all those are anticholinergic agents. These other drugs are belladonna alkaloids, atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamin. Among these are all the anticholinergic acids. Plant alkaloids are bittersweet, Hyoscyamus niger, and atropobelladonna, Datura species, Solanum pseudos capsicum, Solanum tuberosum. These potatoes are also belongs to Solanaceae family. This atropobelladonna is also called as deadly nightshade. This Datura species, Jimson weed, All those are having the cholinergic, anticholinergic properties. What are the medicinal uses of datura alkaloids? Atropine, treatment of bradycardia, vagal syncope. Atropine can be used as an antidote for organophosphorus poisoning. So, all these are all the therapeutic uses of atropine. To treat the bradycardia, pre-anesthetic medication for reducing salivation and bronchial secretions, antidote for organophosphates and carbamates, treatment of iridocyclitis, and facilitating refractory procedures in children. That means local anesthetic, as a local anesthetic. Medicinal use of datura alkaloids. This is the continuation. Hyoscine, antispasmodic, and pre-anesthetic treatment of motion sickness. So, what is the mode of action of datura? Toxic principles of the datura plant. Belladonna alkaloids. These mainly inhibit the muscarinic effect of the acetylcholine. So, I told you in the organophosphates poisoning, this atropine is the drug of choice for muscarinic effects by competing the anticholinergic effect. At this inhibition of acetylcholine esterase at the postsynaptic junctions of the autonomic nervous system, and it also inhibit the CNS effects of secretions and decrease the vagal stimulation, thereby the reducing the heart rate. So this is the main action of datura. It inhibits the muscarinic effects, that means anticholinergic effect. So what are the toxicokinetics? Toxicokinetics, that means absorption, excretion, etc. Different products of atropine toxic principles having the different types of absorption and assimilation and excretion. So bioavailability of the atropine is about 95%. Pre-systemic metabolism 860 nanograms per ml, and pharmacological effects 2 to 3 nanograms per ml. So 2 to 3 nanograms of atropine can give the pharmacological effect. So time to peak plasma level will be 13 minutes and 1 hour oral. If injection has given, atropine injection has given, 10 to 13 minutes is enough to have a therapeutic effect. And 1 hour oral injection, and 1.5 to 4 hours as aerosol. Volume of distribution 2 to 4 liters per kg. Plasma protein binding 50%. Elimination of life is 2 to 4 hours. So excretion is 20 to 50% as unchanged atropine. What are the clinical features of these belladonna alkaloids? So you have to remember important manifestations can be better remembered as these 9 Ds. You can remember these symptoms as 9 Ds. That means dryness of mouth, thirst, slurred speech. Number 2 is dysphagia, dilated pupils. Number 4 is diplopia. Number 5 is dry hot skin with flushing, hyperplexia, and drunken gait, ataxia, hyperreflexia. Number 7th D is delirium with hallucinations, agitation, amnesia, incoherence. Number 8 is dysuria. Number 9 is death preceded by tachycardia, arrhythmias. Due to anticholinergic effect at the central CNS system and inhibit the vagal stimulation, it increases the heart rate, and tachycardia will be developed and produce cardiac arrhythmias, and the death will be result. Usual fatal dose is 50 to 100 datura seeds. That means about 10 to 100 milligrams of atropine. Recovery is, even though in other organophosphorus compounds poisoning, even though full atropinization, that means you can give 1000 milligrams of atropine, then the recovery will be gradual, and the person will be recovered from the full atropinization. So recovery is possible. Even though 1000 milligrams of atropine has been given, the recovery is possible. How to diagnose datura poisoning? even minute traces of atropine can be detected in the urine or in the blood of ingested person by glass chromatography and mass spectroscopy. A little or no correlation between dose of atropine and plasma concentration. That means there is no relation between the dose of the atropine and the plasma concentration. Neutrophil leukocytosis is often encountered. That means if you take the WBC count, neutrophils are greater in number. That's why neutrophil leukocytosis will be observed. This is the diagnostic point. And dilated pupils, mitosis is the common character of atropine injection. If the atropine is instilled into the eyes, it can be dilated. Pupils can be dilated. If the pupils do not constrict within 15 to 30 minutes after administration of 2 to 3 drops of 1% pilocarpine, then it is indicative of atropine or anticholinergic poisoning. Cat's eye test. Installation of few drops of the patient's urine into the eyes of the cat results in rapid mitosis. It is also one of the tests for diagnosing the atropinization. What is the treatment of atropine poisoning? Treat the patient in a quiet and dark environment. Treat respiratory failure. If respirations are shallow or very rapid, then you have to intubate the patient and connect to the ventilator. Tidal volume should be ventilator settings. You should know very carefully while treating the cases. If you intubate the case and connected the ventilator, then you should know the ventilator settings. This is very, very important. According to the position and the symptoms of the person, you should adjust the ventilator settings. So, in your house urgency or in your clinical postings, you should learn the ventilator sub settings. If you are having available cases on ventilator, you must learn the ventilator settings. It is very, very useful in your future practice. So ventilator settings is very, very important. But tidal volume should be at least 10 to 15 ml per kg. These are all the ventilator settings. Monitor ECG, pulse, temperature, and cardiac. That means CVS circulatory system should be monitored, and gut decontamination, that means by gastric lavage or administer the activated charcoal. Dialysis, if the renal failure occurs, catheterize the bladder, administer IV fluids, and agitation of the person can be treated by benzodiazepines. That means diazepam, lorazepam, or clonazepam can be given to treat the agitated patient. Do not use phenothiazines or antihistamines, since they can aggravate the anticholinergic effects. So this is the contraindication of treatment aspect of the Dodora poisoning. Phenothiazines and antihistamines should not be given. Hyperthermia can be managed by hydration and cooling measures. Hyperthermia can be treated. So treatment aspect of the antidote is physostigmine. Physostigmine is the antidote of choice and should be administered if the following indications are present: coma, arrhythmias, hallucinations, severe hypertension, convulsions. If the person presents all these symptoms, you should give the physostigmine. The adult dose is 2 mg IV, slowly repeated if required in 20 minutes. Do not give it as continuous infusion, but you have to give in a intermittent doses. So pediatric dose is 0.5 mg IV, slowly. If required, it should be repeated. Physostigmine is an effective antidote, but if you treat the patient when with physostigmine, you should observe that the patient is in coma or arrhythmias, cardiac arrhythmias, and severe hypertension and convulsions. In those situations only, you have to treat with antidote physostigmine, unless it is very effective but dangerous, because this can also produce convulsions and hypotension, hypersalivation, and bradyarrhythmias. So care should be taken while giving physostigmine as a treatment profile. Neostigmine and pyridostigmine are also can be given, and also pilocarpine is ineffective. Physostigmine is a tertiary amine that easily passes the blood-brain barrier. What are the drugs to be avoided in the treatment of datura poisoning are antihistaminics and phenothiazines. I told you, these can produce antihistamines and phenothiazines can be produced or aggravate the anticholinergic effects. So, you should not give the antihistamines and phenothiazines, and also procainamide and morphine. What are the medical legal importance or forensic issues? Accidental. Datura poisoning is almost all accidental, and it can be mistaken. Ingestion of the datura seeds can be mistaken as chili seeds. It is one of the circumstances of poisoning. And therapeutic misadventures and over enthusiastic use of atropine as an antidote for organophosphates or carbamate poisoning. That means if you are treating the organophosphorus poisoning case and over enthusiastically you may give the more than 100 milligrams of atropine, then it may be land in some risks. Suicide, circumstances of poisoning is suicidal is because of easy accessibility and especially rural areas, because it is more available in our Indian countryside. Homicidal poisoning is almost rare. Murder with these belladonna alkaloids is rare, but stupefying is very, very important, because whenever a person who come to robbery or rape can use this drug, because this person while applying this datura seeds powder when mixed with the drinks or food, unknown drinks with the strangers, then he can give the food to the strangers, then facilitating the person to incapacity. That means he cannot while giving this datura injection mixed food, the person is immediately stupefied and he cannot resist. So the person who is trying to robber or rape can easily do his duty. So stupefaction is a process of rendering a victim suddenly incapacitated by exposing him to a deliriant poison such as datura. That means rendering a victim suddenly incapacitated. That means if you give the datura mixed in the food, that the person will be incapacitated to resist. So the accused can be easily robber or rape. So the extract of the seeds is usually mixed with the food and drink administered to the unsuspected victim. So this is how to stupefy. By mixing datura powder, seeds powder with constituents of an incense or agarbatti. Agarbatti lo kalipi kuda ee smell chupinchi valane incapacitate cheyochu. That means stupefy ayyikochu. The victim can be stupefied by inhaling the incense of the powder of datura seeds. Even cigarettes may be adulterated in a similar fashion. That means these gullible railway or bus passengers are the usual victims of these persons, because they offer food or some biscuits or any other drinks which are mixed with this datura powder, and they can give these stranger passengers in railway trains or in buses, and they will robber their money or some goods. Datura abuse, it can be hypnotic and hallucinogenic properties. I told you in the beginning, delirium is a process contains hallucinogens, so it can be used as a abuse. Next plant is cannabis. This is very, very important. Ganjai. This is very, very well known Indian hemp. Thousands of years back, 4,000 years back also, it will be produced. It is well known use as a mind-altering drug in the worldwide. So this is the fourth among the drug addiction substances. Number one is caffeine, number two is nicotine, number three is alcohol, and fourth is cannabis. This is the fourth among the popularity of the ratings of addicted drugs. What is the source of cannabis? Cannabis is a Indian hemp plant, that is Cannabis sativa, which is aromatic annual herb that grows in a most of the climatic conditions. The plant grows to a height of 5 to 15 feet and characterized by odd number of leaflets, that means 5 to 9, having serrated margins. Male and female flowers are born on separate plants. After pollination, the male plant dies. This is the Cannabis sativa plant. Ganjai. What are the toxic principles of cannabis? The main active principle is delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. THC is the main toxic principle of the cannabis. It is cannabinoid found in both the male and the female plants. The concentration of the tetrahydrocannabinol is the highest in the bracts, flowers and leaves. Flowers lonu, leaves lonu, flowers konna kadallonu, leaf konna kadallonu ekku untayi. Stem lonu, roots lonu, seeds lonu. This THC will not be present in the stem and root and seeds. Apart from the THC, cannabis sativa contains a number of other cannabinoids. Those are cannabidiol, cannabidiolic acid, cannabicyclol, and cannabigerol. These are all the cannabinoids produced by cannabis sativa plant. So far, more than 60 of these cannabinoids have been identified. What is the use of this Indian hemp, that is cannabis sativa? This is having a woody trunk. This plant have woody trunk, and this pulp can be used as a manufacture of rope and twine thread. Even number of years back, this is very, very important to manufacture the ropes and twines. The cannabis plant is also used for manufacturing industries of the paper pulp, producing 5 times as much as cellulose per acre. This cannabis sativa produces 5 times more cellulose than other plants. So it is very, very popular plant to use in the manufactures of the paper pulp. Cannabis seeds are also used as a food by man, poultry, and other birds, as well as hemp seed oil, paints, and soap. What are the therapeutic uses of cannabis sativa? Tetrahydrocannabinol is in the form of synthetic or oral cannabinoid. Dronabinol has been effective in controlling the nausea, vomiting produced by AIDS patient. If the AIDS patient is treated with antiretroviral drugs, the nausea and vomiting induced by the antiretroviral drugs can be treated by this cannabinoid. This is the therapeutic use of the THC. As well, also nausea produced by chemotherapy of the cancer patients, and also it increases the appetite produced, and appetite reduced due to AIDS and cancer patients. This THC will increase the appetite. Smoked cannabis lowers, if cannabis ganjai smoke cheste, it lowers the intraocular pressure, thereby treating the glaucoma. It can be treated in the case of glaucoma. So multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, and dystonic states also can be treated by this THC. This THC tetrahydrocannabinol is having analgesic properties, and this can be used as a pain reliever in acute pain due to cancer. That means the acute pain due to cancer can be treated by this cannabinol. So what is the mode of poisoning? Toxic effects are mainly mind-altering properties. These are due to the various preparations of cannabis sativa. These cannabis sativa preparations in a various forms like ganjai, marijuana. All these are the preparations of the cannabis. Various preparations. Number one is marijuana. This is the prepare. This is produced by a part of the plant or its extract, and that is it is used to induce the psychomimetic or therapeutic effects. This is one of the preparations of the cannabis plant. Marijuana. What are the synonyms of marijuana? Include Mary Jane, MJ, Mokona, pot, weed grass, puff, and daga. These are the synonyms of the marijuana. This is the one of the preparations of the cannabis. Number two is ganja. Ganja is resinous mass composed of leaves and bracts. Leaf, ఆకుల కాడలో leaf. It is used to refer to crushed leaves and inflorescence of the female plants. This ganja is crushed leaves of the cannabis plant, and this is flowers of the female plants. Smoke, it is this crushed dried leaves of the cannabis plant ganja can be smoked in a pipe. This pipe is called shella, or in the form of cigarettes. This ganja can be taken as a cigarette. That means cheap cigarettes can be brought by persons, and these tobacco replaced by this ganja powder, and this can be used. This ganja is said to contain 1 to 2% of THC, tetrahydrocannabinol. So these cigarettes are called as reefer or joint. These are the dried leaves of ganja. These are the leaf, and this is the bracts of the leaf. Number third preparation of cannabis is bhang. The bhang consists of dried mature leaves and flowers, stems that are powdered and mixed with milk or fruit juice and used. This bhang is mainly used as Hindus in Holi and Shivratri to become a festive mood. So bhang, this is the bhang mixed with fruit juice. Bhang is dried mixture leaves, powdered mixtured leaves of the cannabis mixed with milk or fruit juice. It's called bhang. Number fourth preparation of cannabis is hashish. This is another name is charas. This preparation is made out of dried resin collected from the flower tops, and it contains 10% of THC, and this can be used as liquid hashish in alcohol or petrol extracts. This is the most potent of all alkaloids of the cannabis. This is the most potent of all cannabis preparations and contain 20 to 30% of THC. Number fifth preparation of cannabis is marijuana blunts. This is nothing but, I told you in the beginning, cheap cigarettes or cigars can be bought by these persons, and the tobacco is replaced and sliced open and replaced, and this cannabis powder is filled with this cigars or cigarettes are filled with this cannabis ganja powder, and they can be inhaled. So this is the cigars sliced open, and the tobacco is replaced by the ganja, the powder of the dried leaves and bracts of the ganja. గంజాయిని ఈ సిగరెట్లో కూరుకుని తాగేస్తారు. So what is the mode of action of this ganja? Various preparations of the cannabis. This is first the binding peripheral B lymphocyte site at the spleen, and also Peyer's patches and cortex of lymph nodes. So most of the cannabinoids have their actions on neurotransmitter systems. These include GABA, dopamine, and acetylcholine, noradrenaline, and serotonin, histamine, and prostaglandins. Mainly, these cannabinoids exert their actions on neurotransmitter systems like GABA, catecholamines, acetylcholine, histamine, serotonin, and prostaglandins. So, after binding these receptors, cannabinoids produce the following effects through second messenger system, including inhibition of adenyl cyclase and calcium channels, probably by enhancing the potassium channel activity. What are the toxicokinetics of the cannabis sativa plants? Preparations of the cannabis. That means absorption, all those. Smoking cannabis generally produces immediate effects. Smoking of the cannabis preparation will produce immediate effects. Ingestion results slow effect. And most important factor in determining the bioavailability of the THC happens to be the smoking dynamics manner in which the cannabis is smoked. So smoking of THC is very, very effective method of taking the preparations of the cannabis. It takes about 15 seconds for the lungs and absorb tetrahydrocannabinol and transport to the brain. Peak effects are seen in 10 to 30 minutes and last for 1 to 4 hours. The main terminal half-life of THC in plasma is 4.4 to 3 to 4 days. What are the drug interactions of the cannabis? The combination of cannabis with ethyl alcohol produce an additive effects on psychomotor performance. If you take the ganjai with ethanol, it produces the more effect. And cannabis with cocaine produces increased heart rate. Cocaine and heroin is a speed bond. Cannabis and phencyclidine cannabis mixed with phencyclidine, called as supergrass or superweed, produces and vivid hallucinations effects. Clinical features of cannabis sativa. Acute poisoning, euphoria can be seen with increased garrulity and temporal and spatial disorientation will be seen. That means colors become brighter, sounds become more distinct, like that. Temporal and spatial disorientation. At high doses, the user experiences the hallucinations, sometimes dysphoria, and occasionally schizophrenic symptoms will be occur. Tachycardia, palpitations, stimulation of the appetite, and pupils are usually not affected. Stimulation of appetite will be seen. Chronic poisoning, amotivational syndrome. Chronic poison of the cannabis produces amotivational syndrome. That means these are characterized by apathy, poor concentration, social withdrawal, and lack of motivation to study or work. This is the features of amotivational syndrome. Heavy cannabis users demonstrate an increased tendency to develop maniac, schizophrenia, and confusional psychosis. Medical complications of cannabis users. Chronic lung disease and carcinogenesis will be seen, and cannabis smoking can cause a 5-fold increase in blood carboxyhemoglobin level and 3-fold increase in the amount of tar inhaled when compared with tobacco. Cancers of mouth and larynx also will be seen. Usual fatal dose is 1 to 2 grams. It is 700 grams per ingestion as bump. How to diagnose cannabis poisoning? Clinical symptomatology. Characteristic burnt rope odor will be experienced in the breath smell. Burnt rope తగలపడిపోయినప్పుడు వచ్చే వాసన వస్తుంది. Identification of suspected specimen. That means suspended leaf. How to identify the suspected specimen? That means if you suspend a leaf or stem fragments in a drops of chloral hydrate and examine under low power microscope, you can observe the cystolith hairs. These hairs are look like bear claws. That means ఎలుగుబంటి గోడ్ లాగా, elephant tusk లాగా ఉంటాయి. At the base of these claws, there is a wart-like cluster composed of calcium carbonate deposit. Though with this you can suspect the specimen. So add a drop of 20% HCl to this systolic needles, you can experience the release of carbon dioxide gas in tiny bubbles. Urine levels of cannabinoids, THCs, can be positive for up to 70 or more days. 70 రోజుల తర్వాత కూడా urine లో cannabis can be detected. Treatment. How to treat a patient of cannabis poisoning? Acute poisoning. In a case of acute poisoning, decontamination is the important, and acute psychotic reactions will be treated by benzodiazepines and with supportive measures. Chronic poisoning can be treated by psychosocial therapy. You can give the social education and psychological education and some psychotropic drugs. Social pressure can be relieved by educating a person who are addicted to the ganja. Short-term use of anxiolytic agents such as benzodiazepines can be useful. Antipsychotic medication also can be used. What are the medico-legal importance and for this medico-social issues? Cannabis is a serious health problem nowadays. This many youth are addicted to this ganja. The danger is their loss of motor skills and judgment. The chronic users can be a symptom of run amok. Run amok means it is a psychiatric disturbance having homicidal tendency. Next important stimulant of CNS is cocaine. Cocaine is very, very important as a CNS stimulant. It is also known as coke or smoke. It is a natural alkaloid present in the leaves of coca plant. Its scientific name is Erythroxylon coca. It is a shrub, grows well in South Africa, Mexico, Indonesia, and West Indies. It should not be confused with the cocoa plant. It is coca plant, and cocoa plant is Theobroma cocoa. It is Erythroxylon coca. The Theobroma cocoa is cocoa plant, in which Theobroma coca is cocoa plant. The cocoa is obtained, which is one of the sources of caffeine. Theobroma cocoa produces caffeine. So this is the cocaine plant. These the fruits are similar to coffee seeds, coffee fruits. So chemically, cocaine is benzyl methyl agonine. This chemical name is benzyl methyl agonine and belongs to the propane family, and other members include atropine and scopolamine. This physical appearance is colorless white crystals and crystalline powder. This is cocaine, white crystalline powder. So you can see white crystalline. You can observe in this on the screen. So mode of intake: cocaine usually abused or usually taken by either chewing coca leaves or smoking coca paste or snorting. By chewing, smoking, or snorting. Snorting cocaine hydrochloride. Snorting is the very, very popular form of cocaine intake, and this is inhaled as a powder form through the nostrils. Mukkupadam ela peelstaru kada ala. Snorting ante mukkupadam peelchadu. Powder ni nostrils ద్వారా inhale చేయడం snorting. Occasionally cocaine chloride is injected intravenously. So this is the cocaine powder, heroin. So this is how to inhaling this cocaine powder. So observe these techniques. So smokable form of cocaine is also called as crack or rock. It is virtually very popular in Western countries. Pure alkaloid cocaine is called as freebase or baseball. It can be smoked. These crack, rock, or freebase are smokable forms, and coca paste also can be smoked. This cocaine sulfate, coca paste is cocaine sulfate, and it's also called as cocaine base pasta or bajuka. cocaine paste is called, other names of cocaine paste. The cocaine paste is cocaine sulfate. So freebase is colorless, odorless. That means freebase. This crack, rock, freebase. These are all the synonyms. This is colorless, odorless, transparent crystalline substance that makes a popping or cracking sound when heated. That's why the crack. The name crack has name. The name of the crack has given to this cocaine freebase is because of they when heated this gives a popping sound. Both freebase and crack are more stable to pyrolysis than the chloride salt, and therefore each can be smoked either using a coke pipe లో పెట్టుకుని పేల్చొచ్చు లేదా జాయింట్ దట్ మీన్స్ సిగరెట్ లో కూరుకుని తాగొచ్చు. సో సిగరెట్ లో కూరుకునే దాన్ని జాయింట్ అంటారు, స్మోక్ పైప్ లో ఉంది కోక్ పైప్ అంటారు. So a solution of cocaine hydrochloride can also be heated on a pan. Cocaine hydrochloride can be heated on a pan and with adding baking soda until a solid rock is formed. Cocaine mixed with baking soda heated on a pan, and this is called rock. This can be smoked directly. So these are the various forms of cocaine. Street cocaine is very, very impure, and this is adulterated by lactose or talcum powder or sucrose, glucose, mannitol, and inositol, caffeine, procaine, phencyclidine. All those are produce dangerous effects to the body. When cocaine mixed with heroin, it is known as speedball. Because why the speedball name come means heroin and cocaine gives the very quick effect, and it produces a high effect of the high CNS stimulation. So heroin and cocaine when mixed with cocaine when mixed with heroin is called as speedball because it produces high effect of the CNS stimulation. What are the uses of cocaine? Cocaine can be used as a local topical anesthetic, 4 to 10% solution for intranasal and bronchoscopic procedures and ophthalmologic anesthesia and relief of severe pain. That means it is a component of Brompton's cocktail. It is the one of the component of this Brompton's cocktail, and others being morphine, chlorpromazine, and alcohol. These 4 drugs can be used to relieve the pain, oncologic pain due to cancers. It is very popular in European countries. The cocaine is one of the components of TAC. That means tetracaine and adrenaline and cocaine. This is also used for the treatment of local anesthetic in children with scalp and facial lacerations. What is the mode of action of cocaine? CNS actions. Cocaine is the most powerful naturally derived CNS stimulant. And stimulation of the brain occurs in a rostral to caudal fashion. The cortex is first stimulated, then excitement, restlessness, and increased motor activity. Subsequent stimulation of lower motor neuron centers produces clonic conversions. Rostral to caudal fashion. It stimulation affects rostral and first affects the brain cortex, and then motor neurons, lower motor neurons, and then next CNS effect cocaine or mediated through the inhibition of the dopamine reuptake. It is also the same effect I told you in the dopamine reuptake inhibitor. So at the junctions, the dopamine, the accumulation of the dopamine and catecholamines, dopamine noradrenaline increases and produces the high concentrations of the synapses and produces characteristic cocaine high. So cocaine also increases the concentrations of the excitatory amino acids like aspartate, glutamate in the brain nucleus, and this increases the extracellular concentrations of the dopamine and inhibits the reuptake of noradrenaline and serotonin. I told you. So increase in concentration of the noradrenaline, dopamine, and these serotonin plays an important role in the toxic effects of the cocaine. This is the main mode of action of the cocaine. It also blocks the sodium channels, and cocaine stabilizes the axonal membrane and producing a local anesthetic effect. What are the serious effects? of cocaine. Tachycardia is the first prominent symptom resulting central sympathetic stimulation. Cardiostimulatory effect of cocaine is due to sensitization to the adrenaline and noradrenaline, preventing neuronal reuptake. So, to preventing the neuronal reuptake of the catecholamines and cardiostimulatory effect. So toxicokinetics, that absorption is ingestion and insufflation. Cocaine is well absorbed from oral, nasal and pulmonary routes. And insufflation, action by insufflation is within 1 to 3 minutes and peak effects are seen in 20 to 30 minutes. Intravenous injection, onset of action within seconds and peak action occurs in 3 to 5 minutes. Inhalation affects as rapidly as IV injection. These are the mode of taking of cocaine, mode of intake of cocaine. What is the metabolism of cocaine? Metabolism of cocaine includes, it is metabolized by liver esterases and plasma cholinesterases to number 1, agonine methyl ester, one of the major metabolite of the cocaine, and number 2 is benzyl agonine. It is the another metabolite of the cocaine. These byproducts are produced after metabolizing in liver esterases and plasma cholinesterases. Excretion is mainly through urine and it is benzyl agonine as a form of benzyl agonine up to 2 to 3 days following cocaine intake. Even after it is detected in the urine, even after 3 weeks. What are the clinical features of cocaine poisoning? Acute poisoning, hyperthermia. Hyperthermia is due to augmentation of the heat production due to increased psychomotor activity. This hyperthermia can be results from augmentation of the heat and also diminution of the heat dissipation due to vasoconstriction and also direct pyrogenic effect of the drug. So because of these 3 reasons, this hypothermia will be produced by cocaine poisoning as an acute poisoning. This should be treated by giving the IV fluids. Clinical features of the CNS. What are the CNS effects? Headache will be seen. This headache will be divided into 3 phases. Pattern 1, pattern 2 and pattern 3. Pattern 1, headache develops 2 to 48 hours and pattern 2 4 to 14 days and pattern 3 occurs 1 to 4 days. That means these headache will be divided into 3 phases. Pattern 1 headache, pattern 2 headache, pattern 3 headache. The pattern 1 headache is 2 to 48 hours and the pattern 2 headache is 4 to 14 days. That means occurs during a cocaine binge, B-I-N-G-A, binge taking. That means the persons who will take cocaine interruptedly. That means కొంతకాలం తీసుకుని కొంతకాలం ఆపేసిన వాళ్ళని binge అంటారు. These binge persons will produce the pattern 2 type of headache. Pattern 3 headache will produce in 1 to 4 days after intake of the cocaine. So this type of 3 patterns of headache will be produced by CNS effects, and hyperactivity, restlessness, tremor, hyperreflexia, convulsions can be seen. These are all the CNS effects. Psychiatric effects are paranoid state with suspiciousness and hypervigilance and anxiety, stereotyping, hallucinations and toxic delirium. These are all the psychiatric effects. Ophthalmologic effects are mydriasis and or loss of eyebrow and eyelashes hair from smoking crack. Cocaine may occur. That means if you take this crack, cocaine in the form of crack, the eyelashes will be burned, eyebrows will be burned, and they will be the eyelashes and the eyebrows will be lost by the person. This can be seen in the ophthalmologic effect. Cocaine washed out syndrome can be observed in the uh, convulsion state. Generalized tonic-clonic convulsions will be produced by chronic cocaine users as acute stage of cocaine intake and large amounts of cocaine intake. Generalized GTC will be observed. This GTCs will be end by prolonged lethargy and decreased level of consciousness, which can persist up to 24 hours. This is known as cocaine washed out syndrome. Cocaine washed out syndrome. You please note all these. This is the CNS effect. CNS effect of the cocaine intake. In acute poisoning convulsions. These convulsions may be tonic-clonic GTC convulsions, and these may be landed in a status epilepticus, and after these convulsions sometimes produces the person as a decreased consciousness and prolonged lethargic state. This is known as cocaine washed out syndrome. Cerebrovascular accidents can also be seen in CNS symptoms, and these are all psychiatric effects. I told you. Ophthalmologic effects. So crack eye will be seen due to corneal ulcerations and corneal abrasions due to the particulate matter in smoke. When a person taking the cocaine as a smokable cocaine form, and this particulate matter can cause the abrasions and the ulcerations in the cornea. This is known as crack eye. What are the serious effects? Tachycardia, systemic arterial hypertension, coronary artery vasoconstriction with myocardial ischemia and infarction, and tachyarrhythmias. What are the pulmonary effects? Dermal injuries to the upper airway leading to epiglottitis, laryngeal injury, and dermal injuries due to heatness of the pipe or cigars when they smoke or inhalation. So dermal effects to injure the airway, upper airway. So mucosal necrosis have been reported after smoking crack or freebase of cocaine. Exacerbation of asthma, that means asthma will be exaggerated, and non-cardiogenic pulmonary edema will be developed. Pneumothorax, pneumomediastinum, and diffuse alveolar damage. All these will lead to alveolar damage. Musculoskeletal effects are rhabdomyolysis with hyperthermia and massive elevation of creatine phosphokinase, and this is CPK, and also creatine phosphokinase, and also the cardiac enzymes CPK and CKMB. These cardiac enzymes will be elevated due to the as a effect of the musculoskeletal system. What are the gastrointestinal effects of cocaine poisoning? Acute mucosal ischemia, colitis, intestinal perforation will be seen. Renal effects, renal failure will be seen due to myoglobinuria and rhabdomyolysis. Retroplacental effects are increased incidence of spontaneous abortion and low birth weight babies, and abruptio placenta will be seen. So what are the drug combination effects of cocaine? Cocaine also combined with other drugs. It can be taken with combination of other drugs. It can be combined with ethanol and heroin, and concurrent use of cocaine with ethanol produces more effects on the brain and results in the formation of metabolite coca-ethylene. If cocaine combines with ethanol, and a metabolite will be developed, it is called as coca-ethylene, which is more cardiotoxic and associated with enhanced mortality. The combination of cocaine with heroin is referred to as speedball. I told you it is reputed to produce a double effect of initial high kick of cocaine followed by subsequent euphoric rush of heroin. Speedball is usually injected. Speedball is injectable. It is a mixture of cocaine and heroin. Heroin, I told you in previous class. Chronic poisoning, cocaine dependence. What is dependence and what is abuse? What is habituation? What is addiction? I told you all this. Continuous use of the drug is dependence. Drug dependence. Continuous use of a particular drug and craving of the taking of that drug is called dependence. And if the person continuously taking in a prolonged period and suddenly stops, if he produces withdrawal symptoms, it is known as addiction. So you can differentiate the dependence and addiction. So the chronic poisoning leads to this cocaine dependence, and these users can use cocaine intermittently without becoming dependent. Intermittent users of the cocaine without depending this drug are called binges. These binges must be take this cocaine every 15 to 30 minutes and last 7 or more consecutive days, and suddenly will stop for some days. When this binge comes to an end, a cocaine crash occurs. That means if he intermittently he will be taken, and after taking this drug intermittently, and if he stops taking, then he will develop a cocaine crash. Cocaine abuse. That means abuse, maladaptive use of the drug. The maladaptive use, that means if the drug is not taken in a adaptive or correct adaptive form, it will be used as a maladaptive use, that is abuse. Cocaine can be used as a maladaptive drug, and that means it produces chronic cocaine use can produce anorexia, emaciation, mydriasis, agitation, restlessness, cocaine associated agitated delirium syndrome characterized by hyperthermia, delirium, agitation, respiratory arrest, and death. Hallucinations also can be produced by this cocaine intake. So, especially tactile hallucinations, those are characterized by cocaine bugs. That means cocaine bugs is characterized by crawling of the insects or crawling of the some ants or some other insects under the skin. A feeling of tactile sensation is a feeling of crawling insects under the skin is called cocaine bugs, with resultant excoriation leading to irregular scratches and ulcers. ఏదో చర్మం కింద ఏదో పాగుతున్నట్టుగా ఉంటాయి, వాళ్ళు గోకుతూ ఉంటారు, అల్సర్స్ ఏర్పడతాయి. దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as Magnan's symptom or Magnan's sign. This is called cocaine bugs. It can be asked as a short notes in your question, in your theory question. It is very, very important. Cocaine bugs, it is called the Magnan's symptom or Magnan's sign. So perceptual disturbances, hallucinations, perceptual disturbances, pseudo hallucinations involving snow lights, geometric patterns. That means smell, hearing, taste have also been reported. That means this perceptual disturbances I told you, synesthesias. That means sound can be hearing. This person's sound, seeing of the sound, hearing of the colors, like that. So it also, chronic use also produces loss of libido, impotency, gynecomastia, galactorrhea, amenorrhea, sexual dysfunction with chronic cocaine abusers, tremors, recurrent chest pain, cardiomyopathy, psychiatric changes. Crack hands, this is another syndrome which is characterized by multiple blackened hyperkeratotic lesions which are linear or circular of the fingers and the palms, described in crack cocaine smokers. Those are who are chronically using of the cocaine as a form of crack. These lesions probably result from the heat of the glass cocaine pipe. ఇలా వేడి పైప్ తో ఎలా పీల్చుకున్నప్పుడు దీని వల్ల ఈ క్రాక్స్ ఏర్పడతాయి. This is called crack hands, multiple blackened hyperkeratotic lesions on the palms and the hands, fingers. What are the medical complications of the cocaine users? CNS, tremors, convulsions, symptomatic storm, and migraine. Serious complications are hypertension, cardiac arrhythmias. More common arrhythmias are supraventricular tachycardia and ventricular tachycardia and myocardial ischemia, myocardial infarction. Respiratory system complications are alveolar hemorrhage, acute alveolar damage, and ARDS will be seen. Gastrointestinal, mesenteric ischemia, and malnutrition. What are the ENT effects? Rhinitis, nasal septal necrosis, metabolic hyperthermia, hypoglycemia will be seen. Renal rhabdomyolysis and renal failure, psychiatric depression, paranoia, obstetric and pediatric abruptio placenta. I all told these infections. So IV abusers, if they are addicted, they used to give IV cocaine injections. Due to injectables, they can get the infectious diseases like hepatitis B, AIDS, and hepatitis C also. They will get these unsterilized injections. Usual fatal doses about 500 mg oral, about 100 mg mucosal, and lethal blood level is 0.2 mg to 100 ml. Diagnosis, how to diagnose a cocaine user. Blood plasma cocaine levels can be observed. Other diagnostic clues: hair analysis by glass chromatography and mass spectrometry, and radioimmunoassay, ECG, non-Q wave myocardial infarction. If you see the non-Q wave myocardial infarction, then you can probable diagnosis is the cocaine poisoning. Acid-base abnormalities, that means the fluid imbalance, acid-base or the metabolic acidosis will be observed. Arterial blood gas in cocaine users shows a pH varying from 7.35 to 7.5. That means alkalosis, metabolic alkalosis will be observed in case of cocaine poisoning. Alkaline, the shift of the pH into the alkaline nature. Estimate serum, creatinine, kinase, and CPK and CKMB. X-rays, X-ray diagnosis and CT scan and ultrasound may show the body packer syndrome or body stuffer syndrome. That means if you take the X-ray of the smuggling person, then we can observe in the intestines in a body packer person. Treatment: how to treat the cocaine poisoning? Acute poisoning. So decontamination. Activated charcoal adsorbs the cocaine. Hyperthermia can be treated, but minimize the physical activity. By minimizing the physical activity, hyperthermia can be treated. Ice baths and ice pack given. Anxiety and agitation will be given by the benzodiazepines. Those are diazepam and lorazepam. 5 to 10 mg IV, 2 to 4 mg IV, lorazepam. Conversions can be treated by benzodiazepines, diazepam, lorazepam, phenobarbital. Arrhythmias can be treated. Myocardial infarction can be treated by thrombolysins. That means anticoagulants. If you give the anticoagulants, then you can treat the myocardial infarction. Chronic poisoning can be treated by psychotherapy, psychosocial therapy with group discussions and social lectures, and you have to educate the person, and group counseling can be given to to stop the uses of the cocaine intake. So pharmacotherapy, that means you can give the drugs, fenfluramine, trazodone, neuroleptics can be given, bromocriptine, amantadine, tricyclic antidepressants can be given to the cocaine, chronic cocaine users. What are the autopsy features? There are no specific autopsy findings in cocaine users, but nasal septal ulceration due to smoking. Nasal septal will be ulceration can be seen, perforation can be seen, and myocardial lymphocytic infiltrates can be seen in histopathological examination. What are the medical legal importance and forensic issues? There are these cocaine are nowadays very well-known, well-to-do users of well-to-do families in metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, and other metropolitan cities in Hyderabad and in Vizag. Even openly admit to using party drugs, rave party drugs, as a cocaine as a cool mode of retraction. I told you the rave drugs, designer amphetamines can be used as a rave drugs, rave party drugs, and this cocaine can also be used as a rave party drug. So body packer syndrome. This is very important, and it can be asked as a short notes question. The practice of swallowing balloons or condoms or plastic packets filled with illegal drugs for the purpose of smuggling is called body packing. So this cocaine can be filled with balloons or condoms or plastic packets by the purpose of smuggling. This body packer is also called a surgical mule or mule. These packets can be ingested and they will be carried or smuggled these packets from one country to another country. These are the cocaine packets. plastic packets. These capsules forms, these can be ingested and they will be smuggled from one country to another country. So body stuffing, what is body packing and what is body stuffing? The difference is body packing is already ingested, you will travel already ingested cocaine plastic filled cocaine capsules, and this body stuffing is whenever he is carrying the illicit drugs, and if he caught by the inspecting officer and then he immediately swallowed these drugs in order to escape of arrest. This is called as body stuffing. An individual who is on the verge of being arrested for possession of illegal drugs swallow his illicit contraband to conceal the evidence. This is the body stuffing. Leaking this. What are the complications of this body stuffing or body packing? If a person ingested, already ingested, or suddenly taken these cocaine-filled plastic capsules or cocaine balloons, if they rupture suddenly in the intestines, they will produce the toxic effects and the person may die because of the large dose of the cocaine poison. So sudden death due to massive overdose. How to diagnose? These body packers and body stuffers can be diagnosed by ultrasound abdomen, X-rays and CT abdomen. Treatment, emesis. How to treat these body packers or body stuffers? Emesis can be given, gastric lavage, charcoal as a, can be given, and catharsis, whole bowel irrigation will be given. While smuggling these illicit drugs, these body packers will, after reaching the destiny, they will take the local purgatives or laxatives, and they will excrete through, they will defecate through defecation, and they collect the this smuggled packets and they will sold. This is the aim of the body packers. Unfortunately, if they broken in the intestine, they will landed in the serious problems. Complications of cocaine abuse during pregnancy. So pregnancy low cocaine alawatu unte ఏమవుతుంది? Spontaneous abortions will be taken, placenta previa, abruptio placenta, prematurity, placental infarction, intrauterine growth retardation, IUGR, low birth weight, congenital anomalies, and fetal death will be seen. Some carcinogenic effects of cocaine. So body area, craniospinal, what is the anomaly? Craniospinal carcinogenic effect is hydrocephaly, anencephaly, encephalocele, and myelomeningocele. Facial or cleft-lipped, cleft palate, facial diplegia, ptosis, cutis aplasia. Serious teratogenic effects are atrial ASD, VSD, transportation of great vessels, and pulmonary artery stenosis. Transposition of blood vessels, you all know, I think. Pulmonary artery stenosis, cardiomegaly. So GI and GU tracts, carcinogenic effects on gastrointestinal genitourinary tracts, ileal atresia, inguinal hernia, renal agenesis, polycystic kidney diseases, hydronephrosis, hypospadias, undescended testes, and other extremities can be photomelia, polydactylia, or syndactyly. Syndactylia is union of the fingers or toes. Polydactyly is more number of fingers or toes. These are the some teratogenic effects of cocaine intake, cocaine users. So thank you, students. I have taken 10 minutes more. So thank you for patiently hearing. So with this, I will complete this delirium poisons. Next class we will discuss next chapter, that is drug dependence and drug abuse. We will discuss on the next class. Thank you. Thank you very much.